This is the last thing I'm gonna say. I just got off the phone. Apparently, I triggered some things. It wasn't my intention. But the suicide topic is it's a deep issue with some people. Look, I'm not making light of the suicide. I'm not. All I was saying is, and please understand this, psychological suicide is not feeding into this ego anymore. Psychological suicide is understanding that what I've made is false. You know, in my experience is I've had to go this deep to experience life because it was too painful otherwise. See what I'm saying? Like, it was just, not everybody lives the same life though. But at the same time, I was in, so I told you I was in prison. 20 years in prison. And the thing about prison is you first come in, my level of security was high. So I was in a cell with another inmate. I didn't have to be around a lot of people. I spent years like that. But as you do better and your security level drops, you get put in a dorm around hundreds of people. So it actually gets harder. You're forced to interact with people and have relationships with people, friendships with people. And those friendships challenge everything in your mind, because everything you see, every person you see every day is a reflection of you. I'm not being crazy. Listen, we think backwards. The world was made by an outside force, God, whatever you want to call it. The world doesn't happen to you from the outside. It happens from you on the inside. Okay? Just experiment with this. I'm not going to tell you anything I haven't experienced already, that I haven't myself walked. You know, you experience so much pain that one day you break inside. Something deep inside you breaks. And I don't know how to explain it, man. Like, it's alive. It's aware. You know, it cracks the shell open of this ego, and the light starts to shine in. The essence of what you are. And that essence can only shine if you remove every single mask that you've ever worn to protect you. Everything you've ever worn to be accepted. So you can use these teachings for anything you struggle with. Addiction, drugs, drinking, alcohol. Maybe you're an abusive verbal person, you know, to your wife or husband. Physically, I don't know. I mean, some awful stuff out there. But use this stuff. This is coming from someone that just did everything you can think of to fuck up in the world. You understand what I'm saying? I understand this identification with ego. I used to think I was King Kong. Nothing could take me down. But that too got put to the test. And I did get taken down. Fortunately. You know, but I was in these environments in prison where there's hundreds of people up running around a dorm, acting crazy, on drugs. Went through a pandemic there where everyone's smoking tune. You know, I don't know if that's out here yet. I don't even care to look. But that's what I'm saying, is like, as your mind changes, your environment changes. I don't see none of that around me today. In prison, though, it was everywhere. And I wanted to elevate myself up out of that quick. There's no reason to get high. Your essence of what you are is high all the time. If you remove whatever's protecting you, you'd be high 24 hours a day. You'd be showing everybody love. My wife argued with me. She said, you can't always be that high all the time. You can't always show that much love to someone, but you can. It's the ego that says that. It's the identification of being a separate person that says that. You can always exude love, always extend it. So anybody tells you different, that's just the other person telling you that. It's just the mind's resistance to keeping you stuck in that ego, keeping you stuck who you are. True. Everything is for your own good. Everything. If you get pulled over and get a ticket today for speeding, it's for your own good. Everything. If you get checked on your bills because they're late, it's for the greater good. Because in the end, there was never a personal you to get checked on your bills to begin with. All this stuff is just happening to peel layer after layer off of identification, keeping you stuck in this dream. Let it all go. I couldn't talk this stuff years ago. I'd be scared to death to talk about this stuff. I don't care anymore. Life is fabulous. And anything that I want to happen today, it bends to my reality because I know that everything is happening to my own good, so I'm at peace of mind no matter what. I'm letting it all, I'm standing in the fire. Anything that burns me, I know is ultimately burning away with what was never real to begin with. My ego. Okay? So, let it burn. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it as a demonstration for you. I don't care what happens. I'm going to do it because I love you. I love you because I love myself. And you are a reflection of me. We are everywhere, everything. It's an amazing experience. We're everywhere, everything. You experience the life, the fullness of every single object. This is the last thing I'll say and I'm leaving. The objects are a projection from the subject. Subject-object split. You can't fathom this kind of stuff. Like you can't make this up. You gotta, in meditation, you go back to the subject before the split. You go back in the movie projector and you become the light that projects the images being reflected from the projector. Because that's what you are. I don't care what happens out here. Everything is you. It's only happening in my mind, being reflected outward. Everything. I love you guys, and today all I can ask you to do is try meditation. Try it. Meditation it can be another word for prayer. If prayer is your thing, pray. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with the outer church. I'm not. I'm just asking you to find peace. I'm asking you to go within and see that there is no duality. There is no asshole neighbors. There is no drug addicts running around. There is no criminals running around in my dorm getting high all day long. They're not. My mind, when all that stuff's happening in my mind, when all that stuff is really happening as an experience, it's because my mind is throwing everything in front of me to fight losing its own life. And that's the suicide I talk about. I'm sorry for the people that have lost ones that are close to you through suicide. I'm right there with you. I've lost people too. But you're losing aspects of yourself that played their role. I'm giving you another way to look at the same truth. Okay? I love you, and I don't want you to think that I'm diminishing the life of those that were lost. I'm not. I'm appreciating that life, and I'm allowing it to live through me in this moment. The present moment is the way that you reach freedom, by realizing that you are already everything, everywhere. Even this projection of Dale Crowe is part of this dream. I'm in the light. Me as my identity is in the light, looking at this dream, looking at myself walking down the street. I'm part of it too. Not crazy. I'm just asking you guys to try this with me. I'm not preaching that my way is the only way. A Course in Miracles is the only religion. I'm not preaching none of that. What I used was a raft to get across the ocean. And that was the raft that spoke to me most, was A Course in Miracles. There's all kinds of pathways you can take. You can take Christianity, Islam, you can take any of them. They all lead home. All the rivers lead to the ocean. So I'm not disrespecting anybody. I'm just saying, let go of your story. The story is what keeps you trapped. You're just telling a story. Okay? Meditation. You know, it gets to the point where you can meditate while cars are passing you on the street. It doesn't have to be a quiet place. I found this out real quick in prison. Hundreds of people running around the dorm, throwing stuff, fighting, doing drugs, yelling, screaming, 3 a.m. You have to find the principles in life that are aligned with the essence, the purity of spirit. And that's patience, love. Listen, since I've been out, I don't always, sometimes I trip up too. But you got to recognize what I'm talking about to let go of that identification with ego. Take off all the masks today. Meditate. Fall back as the witness to whatever trauma it is you're going through in your life. It's not ultimately real. It's just what your mind is projecting to be real. I love you, and we'll pick this up in the morning. I'm really done today. Have a good weekend.